I really see biostatistics as a fundamental biomedical science. And at its core, what we do is we develop methods and study designs that account for uncertainty in information. And I think that having a statistician as a co-director of IHS really just reflects the importance of that kind of activity for SWEHSC investigators. When statisticians become research partners, it allows them to gain more knowledge about the research projects. It basically lets them become more effective collaborators. And so what we've tried to do in terms of the structure is be able to really be able to build those long-term kinds of partnerships while still being able to meet short-term consulting projects. So one of the ways we've gone about doing that is by embedding our bioinformatics folks with the technology facility cores and really lets them specialize in those areas. So for example, with Petter, he's really heavily involved with the genomics core. James Liu is building a great relationship, I think, with Nathan Charrington. I've been doing a lot of work with Serene Lau and some of the work with other folks in her lab. A lot of the projects that I've been involved with invariably involve in particular translational projects, involve I'll say a subject matter expert or a disciplinary expert, whether they be an MD or a PhD, but they're someone who's very well versed in the particular disease or condition that they're studying. Someone in the technology core, like a George Separelis or a George Watts, right, who understand the measurement technology, and myself, perhaps, who's coming in, who understands something about the biomedical parts, something about the measurement parts, but more importantly, how to help interpret or develop those technical measurements into something that helps to address the investigator's problem. So I think when you have bioinformaticians and statisticians really working closely with the facility cores, that really helps to foster that kind of relationship. And so one of the ways that I think I can really help them is that, or any statistician can, is that when they, particularly if we can start to talk with these folks when they're designing their studies, we basically just ask them a lot of questions that really helps them to focus on the research process. So it's things like, how do you go about defining who your cases are, your case subjects? Who do you include, who do you exclude? How do you define appropriate controls if you want to do a comparison? Because in the end, it has to come down to comparison. What are you going to measure? How are you going to measure it? When are you going to measure it? Serene Lau and Hussein Yassin in a project where we're looking at plasma proteomics in type 2 diabetes and the complications of that disease. Using this new technology, the proteomics technology, we're really being able to look at this disease in a new way. And it's just a very exciting project. When we start from scratch, it really lets us build a resource that addresses the needs of SWEHSC investigators.